Hey, Facebook fam. Happy snowy Sunday. I hope everybody's inside warm and have the fireplace going and have some hot tea, some hot cocoa, and something good to eat with it, right? All right, you guys. So, anyway, I wanted to share with you all a message or messages that I got since that last video. I have to apologize. I was sleep deprived, y'all. I had not been to sleep in 2 days straight. I was on vacation for like 7 days from work, and I had so much to do around the house, and I just kept going and going and going and going, and my energy bunny just was not turning off. So I shouldn't have made that video, but I did. And my son was like, "Mommy, go to bed." He literally came down here and got me and made me go upstairs to my room. But I was sleep deprived, hyper as heck, and just, oh my gosh. Anyway, I'm going to make a better video about whatever that topic was. I don't even remember right now. I have to go back and look at it. But anyway, let's discuss what the Lord gave me to tell you guys this week or since that video, because I prayed. I was like, Lord, you keep talking about spiritual sit downs. You keep talking about talk to the people about spirituality, and I'm like, yeah, but do they get it? And then that's when he gave me that scripture about some will, some won't, the wisdom of the Spirit, and not to be worried about that. And then on my heart was all you guys, being impacted by the government shutdown. And I'm seeing these comments on Facebook, and I'm just like, Lord, do the people have to suffer like this? And so, there's some of you, and you all know who you are, and I won't say your names, but there's some of you who, you're posting the frustrations and the impact and, all of that. And I just feel for you and your families, and just know I've been praying for you guys, okay? But in all of that and all that being said, and all that's happening, what he gave me to tell you guys is, and I'm going to say this because if I don't deliver the messages, I get my hands spanked. So I'm going to tell you what he said, and then you guys can determine what you want to do with the information. That's how it goes. Okay? So what he shared was, he says, yes, challenging. Yes, impactful. Yes, opportunity. And then I said, what's the opportunity? And then he showed me like the opportunity for, some of you are going to have the opportunity to reevaluate yourselves and your financial stability. Okay, so sometimes people get so accustomed to their lifestyles and live in a certain way that they just become 3D focused. They become physical, just focus on this physical world. And there's some of you that he wants you more focused on the bigger picture. So what he did, he will use whatever he wants to get your attention. So it's like he took it and he shook it up. Okay, it's like a bag of money. He was shaking. He shook it up. Okay, and there are some of you, he wants you to go back and revisit how you're saving your money, how you're spending your money. Okay, he says it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to revisit, revitalize your finances, to become financial stable. Okay, so you have to look at what were you doing, what are your lessons in this process. It's not happening to hurt you. It's not happening to put you in a deficit. One thing he kept saying and showing me was that you, instead of focusing on what's happening and what you're losing, he was saying, like, focus on the prayer of opportunity to talk to the people who you're going to have to be involved with during this process to make financial plan payments or Like say your prayers, including your prayers, that the person on the other end of the phone, like the customer service representative that you're talking to, say at your mortgage company that you're explaining this process to, pray for the person that is going to be on the other end of the phone that's going to have to assist you. Pray about their heart. Like, pray about that they will have the heart space and the mindset to move your request in a positive direction to benefit you. Okay, so take the focus off of what's happening. The action has occurred. Okay, it's happened. There's nothing that's going to undo it, like the undo the event that has happened. You understand? So you have to put the emphasis on the energy that's going out of you to something. So that energy is going to be in how you plan to make these payments, make people work on your behalf and in your favor. Okay, so you need to be praying about the people who have the ability to change the date on a payment note, change the date when something is due, change, come up with a different financial plan for you. Okay, whatever it is, pray about those institutions and those people. Take the focus off of the event, okay? Focus on the effect and how you can change that, okay? You can move mountains. I'm telling you, the energy that's inside of you, you can manifest those payments, all right? Money is energy. Understand that. Money is just it's energy. It comes in the form of a piece of paper, whether it's a franc, a euro, whatever, a dollar, what have you. It's just a currency exchange. But what you put into your intention in that piece of paper to do what it needs to do, or money that you don't even see, you're transmitting money online. The energy that you're putting into payment or receipt, that's where you put that intentional energy. You tell the money what you want the money to do, okay? And it'll do it for you. You tell it how you need it to behave and perform, all right? And it'll do it for you as long as you're in good heart and your connection with God is through and true, all right? He will manifest anything that you need through the energies of this universe. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. So you have to, yes, have a plan. Yes, you have to have a strategy. Okay? Look at what you got. Look at what you owe. Look at what you need, with the dates and all of that stuff. And then you sit down and you telling your mind, Jesus, thank you, Lord. He's telling me this right now. Tell it that it's already, I have paid my mortgage. I have paid the children's tuition. I have paid this already. Okay? Yes, plan it out. Put down what it is. Okay? And then go back, and when you say your prayers, this is done. This is done. This is done. This is done. Okay? The money is the energy in the form of a piece of paper or currency or what you see online that you're paying on the internet, what you've earned, okay? You take that intention and you put it already done, okay? So then it's done. And then in your prayers, you pray for that person, like I said, on the other end of the phone that you're making these plans with, all right? Like, establish those good rapport. Use those communication skills. Don't call in complaining, I can't believe the government's doing this and this is all this and this stuff is impacting me. Don't be fussing at the person on the phone. They didn't do it. Call them with pleasant conversation. Like, hey, hi, Miss So-and-so, Mr. So-and-so, how you doing today? I hope your day is going well. Yes, this is so-and-so, and I'm just calm because I'm trying to do this. Call with an open, light heart, okay? You'd be surprised. Like attracts like, all right? If you get somebody on the phone that you sense it's not going to work on your behalf, just say, well, you know what? I would love to finish. I can't finish this conversation right now. I'm going to have to call back. Get off the phone. Get rid of that person. Pray it out again. Call back maybe a few hours later and you'll get a different person. All right? You want to make sure your energy is aligned with the person on the phone. You can tell when somebody's going to be working on your behalf. All right? If you get on the phone and you've got a language barrier and that person is frustrating you because of a language barrier, in the conversation, politely, get off the phone and call back at another time when you are ready. All right? And just know it's going to work out. I'm positive and confident those of you who are getting hit by this situation is going to work out. And just don't think that it's just the people in the government. This is having a trickle down effect, okay? Everybody who contracts with the government is impacted by, if you're contracting with those particular agencies. But not only that, the private industry is getting hit because the people who are in those positions who were doing business with private companies and they had a lot of those clients. Well, if they don't have the money, then guess what? They're not spending and buying the products and services that the private industry is providing. So the private sector is getting hit too. All right. So everybody we just got to all band together and just keep ourselves uplifted in good spirits through this thing. Congress is going to be back in session. If they're not back in session, did they go back in session on the 3rd? Whenever Congress comes back in session in January, okay, let's just hope that everybody, I thought it was the 3rd. My days are off because I was off for a week and I'm trying to get back in the groove. And it just, when Congress comes back, let's just hope, everybody's working for the good of this country. But remember, spiritually, everything is connected. Everything is connected spiritually. So, let's just keep everybody uplifted in prayer and keep everybody moving forward and ascending up. All right. So, and doing that, one of your biggest adversaries is going to be, I hate to say it, it's going to be yourself. I know you don't want to hear that. I know you don't want to hear that. Everybody talks about things happening, because of spiritual warfare and negative energy and the devil and Satan and his cronies and all these things. But sometimes your biggest adversary is the person in the mirror, okay? And the reason why that is because you have to make those paradigm shifts, and that can be very, very challenging, all right? You have to be willing to change. And change is something that most people fear. The fear factor is a tool of the adversary, the enemy, okay? I'm not talking you being an adversary, I'm talking about the enemy. Uses fear to hold you back. All right, so fear can play out in a couple different ways. The easiest way to see it is when you don't do something that you should be doing because you're just afraid of the result, or you're afraid that you're not good enough, or you're afraid that, you don't have what it takes. That low self-esteem will try to conquer you. All right. But you have to remember that you have it all. As I mentioned in the last video, you have the energy of this universe right here inside. Just got to tap into it. Okay? Now, how do we tap into it? That's a huge question. So I prayed on that because I was like, Lord, you showed us in scripture, and I mentioned in the last video, some people are going to get spirit and some people are not. Wisdom of the spirit, right? So I felt kind of bad about that. That kind of made me feel sad. I felt sad because I'm like, these are some of my oldest friends. I've known some of you guys since first grade, elementary school and everything. And I'm like, some of my friends not going to get this. And, my family members, some people going to get it and some people are not. That's sad. So I said, God, there's got to be a way to reach more people. How or why, would it be that way? So as I prayed on that this last week, he told me, give them what they know. Give them what they know. And I kept saying, give them what they know. What is that? Give them what they know. What is that? And then he showed me angels. I was like, okay, I can work with that. Because me and the angels are like this. They my ace coons. I was like, okay, I can work with some angels. Because they my ride or dies. All right? Angels, besides the Holy Trinity, that's who you want to link up with. Now, you're going to have to do your research. As I always tell you guys, go do your research and learn how to work with angels. They will help see you through this thing and all things in your life because they come here to assist and help mankind and guide us through this journey. All right. So he said, give them what they know. Angels. All right. So I'm like, whew, that's a big topic because there are several different types of angels. If you read the Bible closely, you will see them. Some people have the misconception that there is only Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, and Archangel Gabriel. And some might eliminate Raphael. No, for sure. Know for certain that there are, as far as your eye can see and beyond, that many angels. Okay? Now, on earth as it is in heaven, as it says in the Lord's Prayer, how we have hierarchical structures here, heaven has hierarchical structures. Angels function in a hierarchical structure, okay? There are 9 choirs of angels, all right? And they're broken into 3 tiers. First tier is like 3, and 3. So you got first tier, second tier, third tier. And those, they're called 9 orders, all right? So you got first order, second order, third order, which is basically equivalent to the first choir, second choir, third choir. And then in each one of those choirs, there are 3 different types of angels, okay? So you have to learn how these angels work. You have to know what type of angel it is, know what they do, and know their names. And then you can call them in to assist you in those areas of your life. You don't have to fight every battle. You don't have to do it all by yourself. You don't. God didn't design this world that way. If you learn how to tap into the energies that he gave us to use, your life will get better, quicker, faster. All right? Get off the battlefield. What's that song? I'm going to stay on the battlefield. Something. They be singing about staying on the battlefield. You don't have to stay on the battlefield. Get off the battlefield. Let the angels do it. All right? And then there, everybody wants to call on Jesus. Fight my battles. All right? Jesus is busy. You don't have to just call on the Lord, He gives us the angels. He gives us buku angels. All right? And depending on what you're dealing with, depends on which angel you need to be working with. All right? That's just like if you got a friend who's a hairstylist, you're not going to call the hairstylist to change the oil in your car. All right? If you got a mechanic as a friend, you're not going to call the mechanic to go shopping for boots for you. You're looking for a particular pair of boots. You want to call the friend that loves to go shop. All right? Same thing with angels. You have to learn what angel you need to deal with and call them in the particular situation that you're dealing with and let your buddy go handle it. He will handle it far quicker than you ever could. All right. So, I'm going to run down the hierarchical structure of angels in heaven. And I'm going to give you, in 10 minutes, what they each do. All right. So, all right, let me put this in front of me here, my notes, so I can kind of see this. Let me go get do I have my glasses around here? Yep, I sure do. Ooh, this makes life easier. Yay, my reading glasses. Ooh, now I can see. All right, let's run through these hierarchies of angels real quick. All right, so 9 orders, 9 choirs, 3, 3, and 3. All right, so in the first choir, you have the seraphim. He's number 1. He's top gun. All right, and this is, like I said, a hierarchy. So this is top gun to the ninth level of angels, and they're all badasses. Okay, so let's just go down the road. Seraphims. They are the angels that deal with disasters, like human and natural disasters. They work with rescue workers and the victims of something that has occurred in a very large, dramatic, disastrous state. Okay, so that's number 1. Seraphim. All right. Then you have the cherubim. My enunciation is horrible tonight. Anyway, the cherubim is the angels who work with positive energy. They come for restoration. They come for revitalization. They heal the mind and they break negativity. All right. The throne angels. The throne angels deal with relationships, loneliness, and disharmony. Okay. That's the first choir. The second choir, which will be 4, 5, and 6. Number 4 is dominion angels. They are angels who help you identify your true spiritual self. They bring joy, peace, and love into the world. The 5th type is the virtue. The virtue angels deal with, or that hierarchy, the virtue angels deal with the environmental. They deal with protecting the earth and the care of the planet. They deal with green issues, so like go green. The virtue angels are involved in that process and how they helped us to get to the go green status. All right. Then number 6 is powers. The powers are the angels that combat evil in the world. They wipe out negativity. They wipe out evil in all forms to bring forth love and goodness of human heart. Okay. Now, number 6 and number 7. Let me give you number 7. Principality. This is the last third choir. Okay, so it's number 7. So principalities, they protect endangered species and those who work with the cause. Okay, so those who work with endangered species. They also protect human rights and they're guardians of towns and cities. So understand, powers and principalities. A lot of times we hear about those at church and they say them in a negative context, like the powers and the principalities that be, and the principalities, they was this, and they speak about the principalities and spiritual warfare like it's a bad thing. Okay? You got to remember there's good and then there's evil. Okay? They're yin and yang. There's 2 sides of the coin, however you want to look at it. I can't twist my arm upside down. But there is the good and the evil. So the holy angels in their hierarchical structure, the powers are actually doing good things. They are actually combating the evil in the world. Okay? Principalities are also combating. Okay? They're protecting the endangered species and human rights. So the human rights, when you feel like human beings are being mistreated, okay, the principalities are actually fighting on behalf of human rights. They're the guardians, all right? So you gotta study. You gotta know the differences and what these people are talking about. Even in the Bible, when they talk about some places in the Bible, they're talking about principalities in a good sense. Just like in the Bible, the Babylonian, Egypt, there were good places. There were some Babylonian kings that actually helped the Jews build the temples, okay? Or helped them, give them materials to build their temple. But a lot of times when you hear about Babylon, the people talk about it like Sin City, all right? Babylon wasn't always Sin City, all right? Egypt actually, if you study Kemet, they have the story of the Christ child being born through the Virgin Mary. Egypt had this before we had it. Let that sink in, all right? Even when Jesus was a child, Mary and Joseph took him to Egypt for a few years. They were in Egypt and was treated well, okay? By the king by the Pharaoh that was in charge during those years was a good Pharaoh. So when you hear about Pharaoh's army and the Egyptians and Jesus, they always speak about it like, the Pharaoh was always a horrendous person. There are different pharaohs, different kings. Okay, so just know, just be careful how you're interpreting information or what you're hearing. Okay, just do your homework, read it for yourself, and get the interpretation for yourself. And even when you interpret it, it can be different. You and three people can read the same scripture, and you can all three have three different interpretations of what you just read. So you have to learn these things and apply it to how it makes sense to you, and make it work, or how God will work with you to make it work out for your good. Okay. All right, let's keep going. I just wanted to clear that up about powers and principalities. They're not bad things in this context. All right. Number 8, archangels. All right. Archangels are messengers from God to humankind. All right. There are actually, some say 7. I know of 9, or some will say 9. The 9 works for me. All right. So their names are Michael. These are the archangels: Michael, Raphael, Uriel, Gabriel, Chamiel, Jophiel, Rachiel, Sariel, and Ramiel. Okay. And then their names mean particular things, and they do particular things. All right. So the 9th type of angel in the choirs, in the 9 orders, are just the angels with a capital A. All right. The angels are the word of God to mankind, to humankind, I should say. They are the intermediaries between God and humans. They're the guardian angels, and they come during the transformation time. So like they come during birth and death, or they come, like if you see angel sightings, that's the angels. They protect in times of danger. Like they will sometimes shield themselves. Like if something's going to happen to you, they will shield themselves. Or let's say you're driving and somebody cuts you off, and they could have almost clipped you. Okay, the reason why they didn't clip you is because that angel came in and stopped that accident from happening. All right. The other thing about the angels, they deal with plant energy. Like it's very important to have live plants in your house, because live plants absorb negative energy, and they give off like this euphoric, very calming. They give off oxygen, of course, but it's also, they give off this very calming effect. That energy that makes you feel good about the plants and makes like, oh, that's such a pretty plant. That energy with plants are the angels. Okay. Now, I got like a minute. I wanted to keep these videos short, but let me go through the 9 archangels, who they are, what their names stand for, and what they do. Number 1, Archangel Michael. His name means who is like God. He's a protector and a warrior. Archangel Michael is huge, all right? Like in stature, his knee, like if I'm 5'6", his knee is like right here. Like he's huge. All right. Woo. All right. Let me keep going. Cause he's one of my, he's like he be taking it out. All right. Raphael is his name means healing power of God. Raphael is a healer. So anytime you're dealing with anything you need to heal, whether it's your heart, like a broken heart, whether it's physical, like your health, like something's wrong, cancer, something's wrong, like you broke something is your Achilles, anything that has to be healed. Your mind, okay, your mind is just trapped, or your mind is just you got all these crazy thoughts going around, like your mind isn't right. Just anything that needs healing, okay. And not say I mean, when you pray for your children, your grandchildren, or anybody, your friends, your family, the generations to come, okay, just healing, period. Doesn't matter who. Raphael is your guy, all right? Uriel is to me, it comes as a female or feminine energy. Uriel means God is my light. It's the angel of wisdom, the archangel of wisdom, inspiration and knowledge. Okay, so you want to deal with that element of wisdom, knowledge, inspiration, calling Uriel. Gabriel, his name means strength of God. Gabriel is kind of like a non-dimensional angel. Okay, not non-dimensional. What am I trying to say? Unisex. Like Gabriel kind of looks like a man and a woman all at the same time. That's what I'm trying to say. Whatever you want to call that. All right, but his name means strength of God. I refer to him as a he, okay? But his name means strength of God. He's a messenger, and he comes when there are life changes, okay? And he gives you messages like he's very good with like telling you what to do when you're going through a major life change. So let's say like a divorce, okay, or a marriage, okay. If you're getting ready to marry someone and you get like this message or this inkling, like, I don't think I should do this, like your gut is telling you something, you hear something, you should pause, all right, and pray it out. And then another message of clarity, or pray for that clarification that will come. You see what I'm saying? Like major life changes, moving to a new state, just going through anything major like that, major life changes. All right, Chamiel means he who seeks God. All right, Chamiel deals with spiritual path, like what's your spiritual path? He gives guidance through confusion. Okay, so if you're indecisive about things, or there's a lot of confusion around you, you want to call in Chamiel to help clear that up, to help you think clearly. All right, and then you can, if you need to think clearly, you might want to work with Chamiel and Raphael. It doesn't have to be mutually exclusive. You can include different angels in at the same time. All right. Jophiel means beauty of God. He's the angel of art and beauty. I think of Jophiel a lot with artistic things, because he's like the angel of creativity, and he helps to heal depression. So one way, like to heal depression, is if you like music, if you like going to the art museums, if you like writing, if you like singing, like anything that's artistry. Yeah, architects, some buildings are so pretty. If you like photography and you like taking pictures of that stuff, if you like interior decor, things that are pretty, to your senses, taste. Some people like cuisine, sometimes food is just actually beautiful. The presentation of food is like, ooh, I don't even want to eat it. It's so pretty, You're seeing cakes and bakery, people bake cakes. It's like, dang, that looks like it's real. You don't want to cut the thing. But anyway, Jovial to me represents, he is the beauty of God, and he represents art and beauty and creativity and healing depression. But so all that stuff, is embodied in him. And then Ragiel means friend of God. Okay, he deals with justice and fairness and confidence. All right, so if you're dealing with situations that you're looking for justice and fairness in a situation, and sometimes you feel less confident because you feel like the other person has the upper hand or the situation is not in your favor, you want to work with Ragiel or Ragiel. Sariel is also known, I know him as Sariel or Serial. Sometimes it depends on, I don't know. I can't explain it, how they come to me. But Serial is also Sarakio. Okay, so he goes by two names, but I know him as Serial. All right. He comes to deal with protection and knowledge and benevolence. All right. I remember when I first saw him, I was over a friend's house and his mother was sick. And he asked me to come over and sign her this card he had. And so I went and signed the card and everything. And, his mom was clearly in transition. And I remember telling him Thursday, because I saw Sariel. Sariel came in, and then he told me Thursday, and he turned his back and he walked away. And it was like he was in gray, he walked away in grayness. And I remember telling my friend Thursday, and he said, well, what about Thursday? And I said, I don't know. The Lord just showed me Thursday. I saw angels. It's Thursday. And he said, Janice, my mother's birthday is on Thursday. And I said, oh. I said, well, you need to prepare because she's going to transition on Thursday. And long story short, that's what happened. So Sariel, if you're dealing with people transitioning, that's the angel to work with. All right. And then the ninth angel is Ramiel. Ramiel deals with mercy, compassion, and hope. Okay. So Ramiel, whenever you need to deal with forgiveness, like sometimes, it's hard to forgive, dealing with having compassion for people and, hope. But really forgiveness and having mercy on another person and showing compassion is really for you, because that changes your energy and it ascends you to a higher vibration. Okay, so just know that's part of your healing process. So like you can work with Raphael and Ramiel at the same time, so you just call them in. But again, research archangels, research who they are and what they do, and call them in. Angels have to be called in. Like God gives us commands over angel in the sense of their service, because they service the divine. Like I said earlier, if your connection with God is intact, the angels will come in and assist you. Now, like we talked about the pyramid before, that low vibration, if you're functioning down here in toxic low vibration and you're very negative, it's extremely hard for angels to come from their high vibrating, vibrations to come down into this dense matter. You got to raise it up. Okay. And that's why they have a hard time. They really, really can't get down in there with you. And so when you feel like God's not with me, nobody's answering my prayers, all that business, all that talk, you have to raise yourself up. Okay, you got to come up out of that mentality. You got to come up out of that harshness when you start to come up out of that harshness and that mentality, then they're going to shoot and you call them in. It's on and popping, okay? But you got to help yourself. You can't depend on others to do it for you. And, you know, God is right there. The angels are right there. They're like sitting on, they just right there waiting. All right. You have to help yourself. Get in a better state of mind. Get in a better state of heart. And then raise, just as long as they see you making the effort to raise up out that stuff, they will come in like nobody's business. All right. So, the last way to connect with angels, and we talked about this before, are those angelic signs, okay? That's when they're trying to get your attention. And those angelic signs, I'm just going to run through them real quick. Numbers, feathers, the word angel, butterflies. And let me just back up one, because I think when I said butterflies before, I said it's like when you see a butterfly and you see another one, then you see another one. Okay, not only that, but they will do some strange things, all right? Like my son, he experienced them one day, those great big yellow butterflies, those really pretty ones. They got all those colors and things on them. He had 3 of them land on his car window. Okay, just, he's like, Mommy, the butterflies were just all around my car. Oh, well, he was driving. And so it was him and his roommate. They were in his car. And they were driving somewhere, and these butterflies just attached themselves to his car, okay? And his roommate was like, oh, yeah, the butterflies, those are the spirits. And he was like, what you know about that? So, you know, you'd be surprised what your kids know. Talk to them, because kids have some serious experiences more so than adults because they're innocent. They don't have the same ego, okay, built up like we do as we get older. So if you talk to your kids, especially little kids, oh my goodness, little kids ain't always talking crazy like they're imagining things. No, little kids be seeing stuff for real. All right, pay attention to your grandkids. All right, and then so butterflies, and then angel lights and music. So we had talked about that before. So those were 6 signs. So numbers, feathers, the word angel, butterflies, angel lights, and music. All right, so pay attention to that. There are some other archangels. They kind of might overlap with some of the ones that I mentioned before. Let me just get that. I've caught myself marking these pages. Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm going to try to skip the ones I've already discussed, but here are some other ones that are associated with actually Atlantis. Now, the lost continent of Atlantis, don't think that, well, I'm not going to tell you what to think, but you can, some things are going to have to be what you believe in and what you find out to be true for yourself, okay? The lost continent of Atlantis had archangels associated with it. All right. So these are some additional archangels. All right. Haniel was a sacred warrior. He was involved with courage, hope, integrity, and willpower. Did I talk about Jophiel? I thought I did. Let me just flip back over here. Yeah, I did talk about Jophiel. Okay, Metatron. All right, Metatron was a super teacher. All right, he was involved with divine intelligence, miracles, mercy, and wisdom. Supernal, is that how you say that? Supernal teacher. Anyway, Metatron was like up. He was like, you know, he was very intellectual. Let's put it that way. Some would say that he kind of was the teacher to Archangel Michael. And Archangel Michael, like we said, was a cosmic leader. All right, then who else do we have? We have Raziel. Raziel is the Archangel of Divine Mysteries. He deals with dreams and intuition and faith and retreat. So we talked about like dreams, and I went into that about how the brain gets through those different waves. Raziel is involved with those dream states. Then you have, did I talk about Saddlefawn? Oh no, I talked about Zariel. Then there's Saddlefawn. Saddlefawn is a sacred guardian. He deals with evolution, love, intention, and planetary cycles. The planets, oh my gosh, the planets, you've got to learn about the planets, okay? Everything is connected in this world. The planet and those celestial constellations and the zodiacs and you are all connected. The planets impact your life, all right? I'll talk about that another day. All right, and then we talked about Uriel, and then there's Zachiel. Zachiel is a divine comforter. He comes for gratitude and security. And then Zachiel is a sacred lover. Zachiel deals with compassion, romance, ecstasy, and surrender. Okay, so just know. And there are many, 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 many more. All right, those are just a few that have made themselves aware to me. All right, so as you get spiritually inclined and as you go through this journey, sorry, my glasses always pull my hair up. God will reveal things to you in order to help you to ascend. Remember, soul journey. Spirituality is about that soul journey. And your soul is going to learn things that are different than your physical body. All right, you have two things here on this earth, your soul and your body. All right, and as they go through this thing called life, they're going to experience different things. So like God said, if you ask, knock on that door and ask, he's going to answer. All right, so start learning how to connect the dots. And remember, 2019 is a year of growth. So you have to grow spiritually. It's a year of creation. So you're going to create new things in your life. There are going to be a lot of new beginnings for you. Okay. And you're going to have to know how to mold that stuff and blend. Remember, we talked about blending. You're going to have to learn how to blend the logic with the creativity and blend it and get a nice balance. That's 2019 is about that growth. We have to grow spiritually. You have to start ascending, get out of that low vibration. All right. Use this year to do that. And, understand, it's a lot that's going to happen to a lot of people this year. Growth, that government shutdown, for some of you, that's a growth opportunity. All right. Turn that thing around. Stop thinking about what you're losing and start thinking about what you're going to gain from this experience. All right. Because there's always duality in this world. If you focus, the law of attraction, like attracts like. If you focus on the negative, you're just going to get more of the negative. If you turn that thing around and start praying differently, start thinking about it differently, use that, what side am I on? Use your right side of your brain, okay? And start thinking creatively. How can I use this to my benefit? Like, let me take a look at myself. Let me take a look at my family structure. Let me take a look at what I need to do. One thing that came to me was that, particularly in the Black community and the Black culture and community, we need to start teaching our children how to, the Lord told me, asset attainment, true asset attainment. That means start teaching your kids how to invest in the stock market. Let them buy some stock on their own. Put it in their name. Buy some stock. My son did. He came down and was like, Mommy, I made $2 today on my stock. I said, you did? Great. All right. The principles is what they need to learn so that as they continue down this path of economic growth and stability for themselves, they then become stronger economically for themselves and the generations to come from your bloodline. Pray beyond your children and grandchildren. Pray that stuff all the way down, okay? Another one is teach your children third party contracting. You know, how can they establish their own businesses and you know, entrepreneurship? And part of that could be, you know, contracting for another business. They have to learn true asset attainment, not just get a part-time job. They can get the part-time job, they can make the little money, but they need to learn the principles and the values of true asset attainment. They need to start tapping into this world and the true economic sense of this financial, you know, capitalistic society that we live in. Teach your kids that. Teach them how to buy land. Teach them how to buy property. Teach them about real estate at a young age. They can learn all this new math. This new math had my head spinning when they were going through school. Well, they can learn some of these other things too. They're sponges, all right? So teach them things that are going to benefit them now. Savings. Teach them how to save. I don't care if they part-time job and they got $20. Put $2 aside. You know what I'm saying? Teach them the value of saving early, and then instill that into them early. And then when things like this hit later in their lives, the government shut down, if they've been doing this for years and years and years, you know, they might be sitting pretty, you know, and things won't impact them the same way that it's impacting us. Y'all, I'm getting tired. All right, y'all, I'm cutting this. I'm done for the night. I'm cutting this off. This has been a long video, far longer than I wanted, but a lot had to be said. All right, toodles, ciao now. I'm getting ready to shut it down and get ready for work in the morning. All right, good night, everybody. God bless.